The air in Marauke was thick with wood smoke and damp earth, ancient temples scattered across the green landscape. I was far from the tourist trail, exploring Myanmar's forgotten corners with a local guide. Riding a rickety horse cart, sun on my skin, I felt a rare sense of freedom. But then, I noticed a man on a motorbike. He lingered near a pagoda, then again at the market, always at a distance. At first, I dismissed it as curiosity. Remote places attract attention. But when his bike appeared outside my guest house that evening, unease crept in. My guide grew quiet, tension replacing his usual warmth. I whispered, "Is that man following us?" He nodded, confirming my fear. Suddenly, the open landscape felt confining, every smile tinged with suspicion. My sense of freedom vanished, replaced by paranoia. Who was he? What did he want? Was I in danger? That night, I lay awake, heart pounding, the adventure taking a dark turn. The thrill of discovery was replaced by a chilling sense of being watched. The temples outside my window seemed less inviting, the village sounds more ominous. I realized travel isn't always about wonder. Sometimes, it's about uncertainty. The man's silent presence became a shadow over my journey. I questioned every step, every glance, every moment. The magic of Marauke was still there, but now it was laced with fear. My adventure had changed, and so had I. Over tea the next morning, my guide explained. The man was likely police, assigned to monitor foreigners in sensitive regions like Marauke. It wasn't personal, just protocol in a place with a history of surveillance. My presence as a solo traveler had triggered routine observation. The man's job was to watch, not to harm. This was a legacy of Myanmar's closed past, still lingering in remote areas. Understanding this reframed my fear. It was about caution, not threat. My guide's calm helped me see the situation as a cultural reality, not a personal danger. The shadow was still there, but it felt less menacing. I realized I was witnessing a piece of Myanmar's complex history. With this new perspective, I could move forward with cautious curiosity. The first day of being followed was surreal. Everywhere I went, the motorbike was there, always at a distance. I tried to focus on the temples, but anxiety lingered. The man never approached, never made eye contact, just a silent, persistent presence. By the third day, his shadow became routine, almost predictable. I wondered about his life. Was he bored? Did he have a family? My fear shifted to curiosity. One afternoon, our cart got stuck in the mud near a remote temple. I glanced back. He watched from afar, our eyes meeting briefly. There was no malice, just a shared weariness. He didn't help, he couldn't. But in that moment, he was just another person in the heat and mud. On my last day, I saw his bike at the airport. I nodded in silent acknowledgement, unsure if he noticed. It was my way of saying, I understand. The experience was bizarre, but it became part of my story. The fear faded, replaced by a strange sense of connection. I left Marauke changed, carrying both the beauty and the shadow with me. The man on the motorbike was no longer a threat, just a reminder of where I was. Sometimes the most unexpected encounters leave the deepest mark. My journey was richer for it. I walked into the airport ready for whatever came next. Despite the watchful eyes, Marauke's magic endured. My guide's passion for his home was infectious. We wandered through ancient temples, their carvings whispering stories from centuries past. At sunrise, we climbed Kothong Temple, mist lifting to reveal endless pagodas. The people's warmth was unforgettable, sharing tea in a villager's home, communicating through smiles and gestures. Local food was a revelation. Spicy rakhine noodle soup, meals on plastic stools, laughter over unfamiliar flavors. Each evening we watched the sunset from a temple, the land glowing gold. In those moments, the shadow faded, replaced by connection and wonder. The real story of Marauke was its people and timeless beauty. Surveillance was just a footnote to the spirit of the place. My emotions swung from fear to acceptance, then to curiosity. Being followed felt like a violation at first, stripping away my sense of freedom. But as days passed, the man became part of the landscape, less a threat, more a puzzle. Understanding the political context was a turning point. It wasn't about me, but about history and caution. Empathy replaced fear. I saw him as a person, not an enemy. By the end, I felt calm, even grateful for the perspective gained. Travel isn't always easy. Sometimes it's unsettling, but those moments teach us the most. I left Morocco with a story of resilience, not fear. The shadow illuminated deeper truths about travel and understanding. Sometimes discomfort leads to the greatest growth. I wouldn't trade the experience for anything. It changed how I see the world. My time in Morocco taught me to travel mindfully in complex places. Always hire a local guide. They're your bridge to safety and understanding. Research before you go. Know the political climate and any travel restrictions. Preparation eases anxiety and helps you adapt. Respect local customs. Dress modestly. Learn a few words and be mindful of traditions. Small gestures build goodwill. Stay calm and adaptable. Not everything will go as planned. If you're followed, don't panic. Observe, listen, and seek understanding. Curiosity and openness turn challenges into learning opportunities. The ability to adapt is your greatest asset on the road. Looking back, those 5 days deepened my love for Myanmar. The heart of a place is found in its complexities, not just its beauty. True travel means embracing the unknown, even when it's uncomfortable. The shadow was part of my story, but the light of the people shone brighter. I left more thoughtful, more open, and grateful for the lessons learned. These are the stories that connect us, real, raw, and transformative. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. Let's stay curious and keep exploring together.